episode is brought to you by the Municipal Councillor for the District of St. Bruno since 2013, Mr. David Dakotas. David understands his important role as a competent and honest administrator. In addition to his mandate as a Municipal Councillor for the District of St. Bruno, he held key positions on the Executive Committee as Vice President of the Executive Committee and Deputy Mayor. Birra Fanelli is a beer based in Italian tradition. It is a high-quality, natural, organic beer passed down from generation to generation. The Birra Fanelli is carefully handcrafted in a plant located in Sorel-Tracy, Quebec. It is truly Italian quality beer.
Let the games begin.
What a nice way to start.
Guys, we need to start with a nice Fanelli beer introduction. I'm so excited.
Me too.
And you have 2 cups.
Yes.
Come on, you have to
Okay,
stop
okay,
drinking.
just a little.
One is enough.
That's a little.
I'm pretending
just
like
a
he's a big drinker.
Yes.
And I'm gonna have mine. I'm being
Conservative? Or?
Yeah.
No, go. It's good beer. It's very good beer.
It is very good beer.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
All
Cheers,
right.
guys. Okay,
Cheers,
we
yes.
haven't started yet. This is just a warming up. How's it going, Lisa?
Good, you?
Good. As you can tell, I have an amazing
Yes,
guest, guys.
I
am so excited. This is going to be an awesome one.
Thank you.
We have a hell of a history.
Yes.
So before we get into it, Sessions with Stef would like to say thank you to Birra Fanelli. Thank you to David Dakotas, which you saw their ads right before the podcast. They have a little ad. Thank you so much, guys. Without you guys, I would probably still do it.
We wouldn't have as much beer.
Yeah, we wouldn't have as much beer. Exactly. We need them. They help us a lot.
it.
I'd like to thank everyone for watching the podcast and listening. If you listen on Spotify, on all of that, we're on Apple, we're on Spotify, we're on Google, whatever it is, podcast.
Google
YouTube,
Podcast.
of course. You get to see these beautiful faces. Like, come on. No messing around. So yes, welcome back to the show. I have an amazing show. It's going to be a lot of fun. I've been dying to do this one.
Oh, thanks.
A, because of the
Alright.
history. B, because now like we've solidified
Yes.
working together.
Yes.
So now it's like a whole other experience. Before, it would have been a great podcast. But now with the experience, now I know exactly how you work. You know how I work. I know a little bit of how I work, I guess.
No, a lot.
And
Hats off to you for tolerating.
Oh, thank you. He was nice to me.
he was nice.
What's your secret?
It's him. So cheers. It's good.
Good.
It is good.
It's good.
Italian
Takes us in the
beer.
mood. Italian beer.
Made
beautiful.
in Quebec, but Italian beer, Fanelli, amazing. So guys, here we have with us an amazing person, an amazing pianist, an amazing songwriter, an amazing arranger, an amazing producer. You have hats all over the place. Pretty soon you're gonna start dancing.
Behind my keyboard.
Yeah, he does it all honestly, and I've worked with him. I've seen him in action. So much fun. Welcome, Peter Ranallo, to the show. Again, pianist, producer, and
All-around great guy.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome
Yes,
to the
thank
show.
you.
Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
Let's start with our history a little bit.
Yes, go.
I'm going to have to say this story because I was a little kid. I was at a wedding. I can't even say how many years ago because fuck, it's going to date us. But I was a teenager. I was playing piano, but I was working to make a bit of extra side cash. I was working as a videographer. Not a videographer, but I was the assistant.
Right.
They would tell me to go turn the lights on. I would go turn the lights on.
Right.
And there was this band playing, and I know I had heard about you, but I met you that night, and you said, "Oh my God, you play keyboards. You're gonna jam with us." I was like, "Yeah, of course." You know, everybody says that. I think I said that to 1,000 people in the past years, and I was like, "No, I'm not gonna call the guy up." You know, literally during the night, you called me up on stage, and you picked a song.
Do you remember?
Of course, I remember.
What did you play?
It changed my life.
What did you play?
I think we did. Well, she was just
Yes.
17,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Because it's a 3-chord,
Yeah.
kind of blues, and you let me jam with you guys with that song, and it changed. Like, I don't want to say it changed my life, but it was so important to me. Like, you trusted me at like 15 years old. You said,
That's
"Come
a
on,
beautiful
jam."
story. But
Yes.
you're teaching me something, because I think, tell me if it's the same for you. Over our careers, it's not always all the things that we did, but there are certain things that seem to just,
Yeah.
like it could be a song
Yeah.
that you'll learn it and you'll say, this is so amazing, and I'll learn it and you'll keep it forever.
Yeah.
It's a style. And you maybe that day, you know, like it gave you a confidence, it gave you a
Yeah.
hunger, maybe hopefully
Absolutely.
I rubbed off on you the right way.
I watched you play. I watched you play, and fucking amazing piano player, right?
Thank you.
And B, I was in high school, you know, rock bands and playing in bands here and there. I
Yes.
was playing, I don't remember, I played early in wedding stuff. It was like 16, 17, I was already doing, and at 18, I was doing weddings
Okay.
with bands. But again, I don't remember at that point. I think it was just in the rock band, you know,
Okay.
for fun with high school buddies. But you put me on stage with fucking amazing musicians. So that fucking feeling that I got was like, oh my God. And I was watching you play, and you smoked it. So I was like, wow, I want to play like
thank
that
you.
guy.
Thank
And then you put me on stage, and man, the drummer's smoking and the guitar player. I was like, oh, what a fucking vibe,
Do you remember
right?
what hall it was?
One of the St. Leonard halls. I think it was Renaissance or Marina.
Yeah, because it seems that way too.
It
me
was
too.
that one of those. So like I said, I remember, and I'll never forget it. That's how I met you, and then we knew of each other in the business.
Yes.
I started playing, and Pete is always Pete. Pete has the name.
Pete
Pete Ranallo is
nice
like,
of you.
you know,
Thank you. That's
the
nice
Ranallo
of you.
brothers.
Like you guys.
It's you know, the musicianship is top end.
Thank you.
And now I can vouch as the producer. Wow, like holy fuck. you
Oh,
know?
I'm glad you love the experience. All right.
How did you get into all of it? Like, was piano your first?
No,
No.
actually, I started on organ,
Okay.
which, as you know, it's a whole other
Like
technique.
Hammond kind of thing?
I would say more like
the
home organ.
like-
you know?
Okay, gotcha.
You know?
Yeah. With the pedals though.
Yes, I would play pedals. I took it for granted. I just thought everybody did that, right? So I was able to do it, and
Yeah.
I had a great teacher, Peter Rossi.
Yeah, of course, my dad's partner.
Right, your dad,
Yeah, my
exactly.
dad's partner
That's
for
right.
years.
There's a link with us,
Yeah.
and there are many links. Yeah,
There's a lot, yeah, but
and
that's,
I'm grateful, because I really had, like today I see that with the internet, the way kids are learning to play instruments is much more pleasurable. It's quicker.
yeah.
Whereas it was painful at the beginning. I mean, just learning to read and count.
Yeah.
And most people just never tough that and quit. But I
that's-
wanted
that's
to
the
play
thing.
so much.
You're right. It is a lot more pleasurable, but there's a lot less musicians because it's not forced.
No, yes. I just wanted to play.
Yeah.
Anytime I saw someone, like you probably, to a very humble extent, when you saw me play, you were like, I want that gig. I want to do what he's doing tonight. I want to,
100%,
have
100%.
his
I want to
gear.
play like he's playing.
Oh,
Fuck.
thank you. And I felt that way with everybody I saw, And so I really wanted to play. And at the beginning, you learn to read and you're like, why? And then you start learning songs and you're awful. And and then all of a sudden, there's a
clicks.
song and you're like, this is cool. This is nice. And, and then I would practice. I was a kid, I'd practice enough. I was getting better. And then I decided I went to Vanier in commerce.
Oh wow!
I'm the older of the two brothers.
Same mistake that I
Yeah.
made.
Okay. Yeah, I want to know about this. Okay. So I was just chicken, honestly. My parents, they were terrified musicians.
Yeah.
My dad asked me. I'll tell you this after because I'll get there. So I was like, I'd love to go into that, but it's too hard, and I could probably do both. My parents were nervous. I went in, and I remember thinking one Monday morning in economics class, my buddies are so into it. I'm so tired from the weekend gigs. And I say to myself, they're going to be so good at what they do, and I'll be the worst. But in music, I could probably be one of the good ones.
Yeah.
I said, I'd rather be a great musician or as good as I could be than really bad at this.
A bit, yeah.
And then my friend tells me, he says, because I wasn't the only guy, but he was into it. He says to me, if you only have an hour to live, it's in economics class because it feels like an eternity. I was like, okay, so I'm not the only one.
No.
So I was
I hated economics.
yeah, you see, yeah. And you know, in hindsight now I could appreciate it more, but it was cool. So I decided, let me audition for the Vanier music department. But I didn't really know how to play piano. So I worked hard. I auditioned for January. I didn't get in. It shattered.
Really?
It was, I think by then my brother might have already been there or been going, but it's probably changed actually now, but back then.
Nowadays, not enough applicants.
Also, yes, I know.
It's like, you're interested? Yeah, why don't you come
Yeah.
sign
Do
up?
you own an instrument? Great, come. Now we'll rent you. yeah,
right?
I know. Back then we were a lot. I mean, you know, the
Yeah.
garages, we could play. So I just worked really hard to play piano. And when I didn't get in, they told me, you're going to get in if you just continue working hard. And I was like, I don't know. You know, Oregon, as you know, it's a much lighter feel and there's no pressure.
Yeah.
You know, if you play hard or soft, it's the same. Whereas a piano,
Madonna.
I mean, that's what piano
Yeah.
is. So I just practiced like crazy. I got in. I was probably the worst one there.
My God.
And over 2 years, I became,
Yeah.
I don't know how good compared to the others, but I know I got a lot better.
Yeah.
Like a
Well,
lot
Vanier
better.
kicks her ass.
Yes.
It
I
kicks your
loved
ass.
Vanier.
Yeah.
I loved the teachers and all that. And so, but just before going in, I remember my dad asking me, I said, Dad, I got to switch. You know, like, he says, but name somebody, like, is there somebody you know that's making a living in music? I said, well, John Bon Jovi? He says, that doesn't count. I don't
You
know.
said it in Italian too. John Bon Jovi.
He knew he was actually.
Okay.
And he says, oh, but somebody here, whatever. I said, I don't know. I said, I don't know, but they must be.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And he said, well, try to do both, you know. And growing up also, I have to say, I don't know if you guys have this culture. My mother would watch a lot of French TV shows, talk shows, you know, with guests, and they would always have an amazing band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would love these guys, and I would see how they'd be playing, and I would be like, this is good. I could do this, but they're so good.
Yeah.
So I always had it, you know, I wanted. And once I got into Vanier, I felt like, okay, now be serious, go for it.
Yeah.
It was hard because I had to learn to play classical, which this is all new to me. I had played organ, it was different, you know. And maybe I might have told you this, but everybody had warned me. They said, the teacher at Vanier was a real purist. Said, don't tell him you play rock gigs and weddings and you like this and all that. Why not? No. You don't want to tell him
Trust
that.
me.
I said, well, I don't know. So one day I told him, Mr. Artinian, Norer Artinian. I said, it was right towards first, second lesson, maybe second. I said, I don't want to hurt your feelings. I don't want to let you down. I said, I will never be a concert pianist. That's not what I don't think I'm good enough. I don't love it enough. I don't listen to it enough. I want to be a really good pop musician, but really good. I said, so I need the technique and all that. And he just like, Peter, when you're here, you need to do what I tell you. As long as you do that, we're always going to get along. Well, I said, I'm fine. I'll play. I said, it's just as long as I don't let you down in 2 years when you say do this. And he was amazing. Okay. And he was cool with me the whole time.
Which is rare.
Yes,
yes.
Because he understood, and he made me into such a better player in 2 years.
Nice.
Yes, because there like so many things that you don't know, like little things, like, you know, you drop your hands a certain way. It's not just here. It's a lot of, you know, and he would teach me, okay, but here, you know, okay, here. You know, when you're playing, the melody is here. It's not here. Ooh, okay. Never knew that. Okay, that's hard. Okay.
Wow.
Hard. And, you know, and then I went to Concordia, and there it's the reverse story. I auditioned McGill and Concordia. Classical, I got lucky. I got into both of them. But I got that same feeling like economics class. I said, if I go to McGill, I'm going to be the worst classical musician in that school, and I don't want to do that. Yeah. I want to play jazz.
Yeah.
And they said, you can't. Concordia, same thing. But Concordia said to me, Jan Yarsik, a really cool guy. He would play jazz fusion in a way that I loved, like Chick Corea and Herbie Hancock. I loved him. And I'd heard of him. And I said to him, I'd really want to study with you. Or, you know, he says, but you don't really know how to play jazz. We go in the classical department and then, you know, you'll learn jazz later. I said, no, I really need to learn with you guys now.
Yeah.
I said, I'm getting older. I already lost 2 years because I was in commerce.
Yeah.
You know, back then, my whole life always feels rushed. You know, coming here, I rushed here. You know, even though I was early, that's the way it is. That's my life. So he said to me, well, you're a very good reader because you come from the classical
100%,
background. Yeah. So he said, I'll let you in, but you cannot play in the combos or in the big band. You have to accompany all the singers. I was like, well, that can't be so bad. No, can it? You know, it was hard. It was hard. But he got me in. And so I learned to play jazz there.
That you got a hell of a bass. Classical,
oh my God!
jazz,
thank you. Yes,
and you're adding it. You're putting that to pop. It's like, man.
Well, that's it. I don't consider myself a jazz musician or a classical musician, but if on a song the chords are a little jazzy, or if there's, I'm fine.
You're gonna rip
I don't feel intimidated.
Yeah.
I've done gigs. I did a gig with Mario Pelchar. I was a chef for 8 years. I can explain how I got that.
We're gonna get it. That's a hell of a gig.
And he, just out of the blue, he says to me, Peter, demain, on s'en va à Ottawa, on joue avec un orchestre symphonique, tu vas leur dire quoi faire pour me suivre. Un orchestre symphonique.
Oh mon Dieu.
Wow.
It's like, I don't know, man. I went to school, but this is like,
oh shit.
You know, but I wasn't that nervous, but I was like, I'm not going to pretend like I know what they're doing, but I read music, I understand the whole thing. And I was very useful to him, and I met some great people there that I later on played with them because they were a young orchestra, a good one though.
Yeah.
They were the best from all over Canada, I think.
Oh wow.
So they were amazing, yeah. And so school, it you know, some people are naturals. I'm not a natural. I have to work I don't consider myself a natural, so I work to do what I want. Others, they could just 2 minutes.
Seconds.
I'm not like that. No, you know, I worry, I stress. I'm like, man, that song's hard. I don't know. I don't think I can do it. You know. Yeah. And then after about 2 days, oh man, wow,
I got it.
Yeah.
Because I did 18 hours on it. But
No, I go down the rabbit hole very often. I take everything way too seriously, but it's my way of making sure that I don't feel nervous for the gig.
Yeah.
I'll get nervous, but I won't get nervous because I'm not ready.
Okay.
I get nervous because it's just normal, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, music's amazing, you know.
It is.
I never would have thought that we had to be this disciplined to be a musician.
Yeah.
I thought we could be rock stars and it'd be so
could.
easy, you know.
You could.
Yeah.
There are. It does happen. It's just if you want to work, like not take the risk of you know, making no money for 30 years and that risk might never pay off.
Because we have our lulls too, you know, like as much as we're skilled, you know, we're humbly, you know, musicians is a roller coaster of a life, you know. Yeah. You'll have periods where you say, my God, I'm going to be a millionaire by the end of this year. Yeah. I keep getting gigs. I mean, every day, album here, this, the royalties on that track. I got lucky, whatever. And then you're like, all of a sudden, I don't have that many gigs. You know, like, I have, but...
And sometimes you don't even realize when you're there. Then you're just there, and you're like, you go look at your calendar, like, oh, next week and the week after, there's nothing. And you're like, what just happened here?
and you're like, that's it. I'll never get a gig again. It's
right?
probably that. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm not like the young guys are there, or there's a new team in town.
Our brains always work, you know.
It.
Our brains are always
And then somebody calls, hey man, I got 12 gigs for you, free?
Yeah.
Now let me check. Yes, I'm free.
I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you soon. Yes.
Yeah. Perfect.
Wow.
Plus the studio, I used it to balance.
Yeah.
So that I don't have to only have live gigs. That helps a lot. And I love producing. I love it.
So did you, like, you finished school, you got this amazing, now you have the backing of, you can read, you can play jazz, you can play classical, you can pop, you can arrange, you can do all of that. Orchestras. And then
Maestro.
you did you do a decision to say, I'm going to start producing as my backup safety, or did you just like it and say, hey, I think I
It
can
came
charge?
slowly. Yeah. It at first, my dream was to be a sideman for artists. I never wanted to be part of a band. So I would see Madonna's band, and I would see how good they were, and I was like, I love that.
Yeah.
I would see in Quebec there was a band, a few musicians that would play with everybody when I would watch Music Plus.
Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah.
I would see them, and I'm like, why are they always
Michel
there?
Cousson.
Yeah,
Paul
yeah,
Brochu.
Paul Brochu
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Kevin D'Souza.
Then you've probably played with them too.
I met them, and I produced some tracks and an album with Paul Brochu.
My God,
And what a lesson that was. The greats are great people.
For a reason.
Yes, for a reason. It's everything. It's not just the drumming. It's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to do that, and I would watch Music Plus, and I would see these French artists have often the same musicians, or the good guys. They would get a lot of gigs, and girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do you get that gig, or how does it work? And I would ask and whatever. And this is a good story, I guess. I played a lot of weddings and clubs and things like that.
The
and
grind, every
right,
musician
like
has to
everybody,
do
yeah.
it, yeah.
And it's the school, because that's where you really learn to be comfortable on stage, to be solid, to find your voice too. Because I come from rock, but I don't really play that much rock anymore.
Yeah.
That is who I am, but I don't play that much as I... John Lord is my favorite keyboard player from Deep Purple.
Deep Purple, yeah.
But I rarely play like that, but I can.
Yeah.
And I love that. So I started working with singers, some that Bridget Pache,
Yeah,
and
of course.
There was, I don't know if you know Desi Di Lauro.
Desi,
okay.
yeah, of course.
I went to Japan with her.
Okay.
She was a kid. She was signed, and we went to Japan to, they say in French, pour la rader, to give her experience.
So you did like one of those gigs, hotel gigs kind of thing?
It wasn't a kind of a club where they could eat, but we would play afterwards.
Okay.
So it was a
Like a cabaret
beautiful club.
style, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess you could say like mini
Yeah.
Vegas,
Okay,
maybe
yeah.
200-300 people. It's not that big, but it was
Yeah.
a good, maybe 200, let's say. So we would play 3 sets a night, 6 nights a week.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's a lot of music. And so
Was it Curtis that booked it? Or Curtis
No,
Patterson? No, it
no.
wasn't him? Okay.
I don't know who the booker was back then. She had management, and they were several
Gotcha.
bookers.
Yeah. Okay.
And so, working with Desi, we would write a little bit sometimes, and I would work the tracks, and I would say, I like doing this. Then she'd sing, and I'd say, Desi, how about if you try this? And then, actually, I could tell you exactly when I decided, I think, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's not this, but I think it is this. Do you guys remember Tears Are Not Enough?
Of course.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you remember the whole video when they made? Okay, David Foster was the producer.
Yeah.
And I remember him working the arrangement, telling the musicians not what to do. You don't have to tell a good musician what to do, but you guide them.
Yeah, you guide.
And then he would guide and produce these superstars.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't believe this
guy.
guy's telling all these people what to do.
Yeah.
But in such a cool way, because it's not like he knows more, but they trust him, they perform, and he's there to check.
Yeah.
How can you get a little more out of you? Or he sees the whole picture of the track, and I was like, I think I could do this. And that's when I really fell in love, and I started doing little things, but it's hard to get into, for people.
Yeah, there's so much to know.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And so Desi and my brother would write a lot of songs, and I would help. I was like the third guy, but I would really work the track. We got a song on a Ginette Renault English album.
Oh.
It was being produced in New York. So they loved our demo. Desi sang it. Ginette, humbly.
great singer, Desi.
Yes,
Desi's
yes.
great,
And Ginette sang it like Desi.
Wow.
And when we got the track back, we were, oh my God, hearing Ginette sing it.
Yeah.
And so I really wanted to produce it. And they said to me, you can't. You're too young. You don't have enough experience.
Oh my God.
But what we'll do, they said, we're not going to pay you for it because there's somebody else doing the work. And it didn't matter, the money, really. They said, but you're going to get a credit for what you did, and maybe it'll help you in the future. So I was like, that's good, man. I'm on on this record. We got the credit for writing.
Plus, you know that if they like you, and they're like, oh wow, this kid fucking produced something amazing.
Yeah.
In a year, they might call back.
You never know. Yeah, and also when I got the record back, they really replayed our arrangement. Danny's guitar parts, they were just recopied.
Wow.
So we were like, okay, well, it means if we had just a bit more clout, they probably would have let us play.
Yeah.
So that helped a lot. And then what I did, a couple of times in my life, instead of being reactive, I was proactive. I went to see Madonna at the Olympic Stadium. She had played, this is a long time ago, right? And Marion Pelchat opened up with his band.
Oh, wow.
I was like, he's good, this guy. I knew very little about French music back then, but I was like, well, remember Musique Plus? You want to be like those guys, you want to play? This guy is a style of music. It's pop. He's really cool. I'd love to write a song with him. So at the Ginette Renault record launch, he was there. It's all the industry people. We were lucky because we wrote that song, Desi and Danny and me. So I said, hi, Mario. Nice to meet you. My name is Peter Ranallo. I'd love to write a song with you. He goes, who are you? It's very cool. Well, it doesn't matter anyways. I do stuff. But I said, but with these two, with Desi and Danny, we wrote one of the songs. So I mainly helped on the arrangement. This, that. Oh, that'd be good. Give me your number.
Oh,
that's how you got the gig?
That's how I got to know him. But I didn't get the gig yet.
Okay.
So tell me if I'm too long.
No, oh my God. Good, I love it.
Okay, cool. Because this is a good story, and I've told it a couple of times to thank the people that I knew. So Mario, he came to my studio. We wrote a couple of songs together. We tried stuff. And then Jacinthe was promoting a new album. And back then, there was a lot more budget on TV.
Yeah.
So there was a house band, but the record labels, to make the artists feel more sécurisé, more at ease, they would say, could we bring our chef or one of our musicians to play with the band so that the singer feels more, because not all the singers will be able to guide a band if there's something they don't like, and they always look bad if they do it.
You all should have a musical director.
Exactly. Yeah. And back then they would accept it. So it was a Julie Snyder TV show at night, and I was playing with the band with Jacinthe.
Okay.
So I was on my riser, and I would play all the real album keyboard parts, and they would play the meat and potatoes. So they were like, thank you, merci que t'es là. So you're doing all that, find the little sounds here and there, as for doing the easier stuff. But it sounded, they were so good.
Yeah.
But it's hard for those guys in a couple of hours
to get
those details. Whereas where I'm there,
you got all the details. Just play. Give me.
And Jacinthe felt good because she recognizes her song.
Yeah.
So picture how I felt, guys. I'm on my riser. We're rehearsing on TV. I'm nervous, anyways. I've never done TV. It's like, this is so big for me. Marion Pelchat's on the same show. He says hi to me from far. Hey, Mario. I can't believe I better play well. okay. So I'm like, okay, very good. So we run the track, the song, and Jacinthe, her stuff had a lot of keyboards. So, there was space for me you could hear me in the mix really well. So Mario comes up to me and he comes next to my riser. He says, is that you doing all the sounds, like the record, all that? I said, yeah. I said, that's why they allowed me to come, because I cover that. He says, would you want to play with me? I was like, yes, of course, once again.
Let me check my schedule. Yes!
I couldn't believe it. I was like, I can't believe it.
Well, dude, I mean, come on.
I thought maybe at a gig or whatever, but so I said I would love it. After the TV show, again, we had already met once or twice, but very informally, we tried to write a couple of tracks. So he called me and he had a tour. And he said, I'd like you to be the chef. You choose the band. You do the arrangements.
Oh, wow.
I was like, wow. Musique Plus. This is like those guys, man.
Did you call your brother?
Yes, my brother was on it.
Imagine.
I got all
sorry, dude.
And those guys, they were there all along, because Danny had written the song, so he had met. We would write. So he really, I was able to, that was a big,
Yeah.
you know, that was a huge help.
Absolutely.
And I got into more of the French scene, and I was his chef for about 8 years.
Wow.
Wow, that's awesome.
And that was amazing. And just before that, or just because you know, life is strange, because sometimes it gets tricky too, is that another time that I didn't do this often in my life, I'm a chicken, but I was proactive again. I don't know if you guys, you're younger than I am. Do you remember the band Glass Tiger?
Of
Yes.
course.
Yeah,
Of
okay,
course,
okay,
yes.
okay.
Don't forget
Yes.
me when that's the song.
Okay, okay,
My
yes.
heart is there. And they asked Brian Adams.
Yes, that
do
would do the
backups.
cameo.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
because
yeah.
they had the same producer.
Okay, yeah.
That's
I
why.
figured it
So
was,
Jim Valance, he said, you know, and it helped a lot because Brian Adams at the time was so
that Reckless album.
Yeah, yeah,
Awesome.
exactly. It was
Crazy
reckless.
cool.
So I find out I really love Glass Tiger, and the way that kind of pop, I felt comfortable playing it.
Yeah.
I understood when we would cover it with our cover bands in bars, whatever. I was fine learning
Yeah,
them,
all
you know.
the parts, yeah.
It was like a style that I was comfortable with. So I find out that Alan Fruit, the lead singer, is going on a solo tour, and I hear his solo album, and it's really good.
Okay.
It's tons of keyboards, and it's like, oh man, wouldn't I love to have this gig? So I'm like, man. So I get really lucky. I went to one of my friends, Denis Paquette, who is, you know, there are people like you said that maybe I gave you that little something.
Yeah.
Denis, over the years, still to today, he's helped me along the way. He mentioned, you know, like, not everybody's willing to refer you on a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll be chicken, or they're like, I
Yeah.
don't know, whatever. He did it a bunch of times.
Wow.
So I called him and I said, Denis, I don't know if you know, Glass Tiger, you know, the guy's going solo. I don't know if he has a band. Do you think they need a keyboard player? Well, Peter, let me ask around. He says, oh, he has a big voice. He's a big guy. Calls me right back. This is before internet, right? It's well, I mean, the internet was there, but we were calling each other, you know. Calls, he says, take this number down.
Oh, nice.
He says, the guy's name is Lawrence. He is Alan Fru's manager. Call him.
Just like that.
Just call him.
Okay.
He said, jeez, what do I tell him? Well, tell him what you want.
You want to biscotto?
I know. I was like, yeah, okay. Hi, Mr. Lawrence. My name is Peter. Who are you, Peter? I'm a keyboard player from Montreal. He said, and I love Glass Tiger. I listened to Alan's album. And I don't want anybody's gig, I said. But if there's an opening for auditions, I'd love to audition for the gig. But I was so nervous speaking to him.
Of course.
And he says, well, are you good enough for the gig? I said, I think so. I said, it's a style I know. I said, you don't know me, but I'm pretty good, you know, like humbly, you know. He said, all right, well, let me check. Calls me back. Within a couple of hours. He says, take this number down. Now it's not Denis, it's Lawrence. He says, call Alan.
Oh my God.
Guys, I was like, no, you call. Call him, tell him what you told me. So I call Alan. Alan has that Scottish accent. Who are you? You know, right? I tell him, and he says, Peter, Sam Reed of Glass Tiger is on the tour. We already started playing some shows, but he doesn't want to continue.
Oh.
No.
So there is an opening if you want to audition.
Let me check my schedule.
Yeah. I was like, I can't believe this. Okay. I said, I'd love to audition. So he says to me, learn a couple of songs and come to Bourbon Street because he says, but you know, you're the only guy from Quebec. I don't know if I can't give you preferential treatment. I don't care, Alan. I said, if I get the gig, whatever you tell me, I'll do. I want to play with you. The fact that I'm coming from far, because the home base was Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he was like, we can't pay you like $500 more every time.
Yeah, just
'Cause,
for travel.
Yeah, it's too much, you know, and it's not fair to the others.
Yeah.
He said, I'm fine with it. I said, I'll work it out. I was young, you know, Milda and we didn't have kids. So he said, learn a couple of songs. When we play Bourbon Street, come up, play with us. We'll audition and then I'll get back to you. I was like, great, Bourbon Street. I had played there. I played with the Bourbon Street house band. I knew the place.
Okay.
So I said, which songs though, Alan? He said, well, whichever you choose. Oh, great, I picked the easy ones, yeah.
Yeah.
So then he said, and I check and the gig's in about 3 weeks. So I start learning, and then I say, this is like a trap.
Yeah.
What happens if I go there and the songs that...
They already played it.
Yeah, or they play
whatever.
it differently.
So you learned everything.
Well, better than that. Yeah, I
Better.
did.
I knew that. I
Yeah,
knew
I
it.
learned almost all the Glass Tiger
Wow.
stuff. But then I was like, but I'm sure they're playing these songs live versions because usually we modify them. So I said to Milva, my wife, were we married back then? Probably, or just about. I said, they're playing in Quebec City. Why don't we go see them? I said, and why don't you put a tape recorder in your jacket and record the gig?
So you know exactly.
She's like,
your
yes. It was probably her idea.
Yeah.
So we bootlegged it, right?
I love it.
So I now have the show. And then I knew from speaking to Sam Reed a bit, I don't even know if I met them that night, honestly, but I knew that they were playing that set regularly. So I was like, this is good. So guys, they play none of the songs like the record. They were all altered.
Wow.
So I was like, thank God. Okay. I learned the show from A to Z. So, like Sam Reed was playing it live, right?
Oh my God.
So I'm like, okay, this is going to help a lot. Okay. So then Bourbon Street comes.
Okay.
But that's it. I forgot to tell you. He said you sound check, you audition at sound check with us.
Okay. And
In
then
the day, right? So I get there with Milva, and we're like, okay, good. And the tour manager says to me, oh, Peter, man, Alan told me they went somewhere. We have a huge problem with the PA. No sound check today. You're going to have to audition tonight. In front of the people?
That's great.
Oh, man, okay, that could be nerve-wracking. I was already so nervous.
Wow.
So then he said, come, Alan's going to be back in an hour or two. Speak to him, choose your songs, we'll work it out. So I was like, okay. So I meet Alan, nice to meet you. I'd spoken to him a couple of times, but I didn't know him. So he said, okay, what do you want to play? So I said, I knew all these songs better. How about Don't Forget Me When I'm Gone? Nah, because we do it at the end and we do a little reggae thing. No. How about Someday? It's because I want to talk tonight, do this. I was like, thank God I know a lot of songs.
Yeah.
So I said, well, why don't you decide where it's good in the show? I said, if I know the song, I didn't tell him,
That I knew every
yeah.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, how about right in the middle? He said, that song, it's a cool song. It's got piano, you could play in it. It's got a bit of everything. He said, I'll introduce you to Sam Reed, who you play on his kit. Sam is taller than me and all that. So I was a bit, and he was so cool. Sam, Peter, this is the setup. Move anything you want, whatever.
Wow.
I was like, I'm not moving. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly,
I
right?
just, if I can get out of here alive. And I told Sam, I don't want your gig. No, I'm leaving, Peter. I have other things. I have a solo album coming out. So the night comes, and
Great.
I'm like, I know the song's coming because I know the show, right? So he says, okay, now we have something special. Have you ever been to Bourbon Street North?
Of course.
Yeah.
You know,
I played
when it's
there.
packed, how amazing it is. Okay, I'm at the back, and he says, we're going to do something. Sam is leaving the tour, and he explains why. So we're going to audition a keyboard player with you, and you're going to decide if he gets the job. But he's from Montreal. They went crazy. Yeah. Right there.
Oh my God.
It's Peter. So they're like, Peter. Then I get on stage, and my friend, when I used to play with the Bourbon Street house band,
Yeah.
he was the monitor guy. And he said, Peter, you got this. And I was like, thank you, man. Okay. I was so nervous. We played the song. I think it went well. Got off. It was cool. It was stressful. I met him after the show. The whole band was there. He said, you did a good job. He says, let me ask the guys. Everybody said good. The drummer says he was rushing a little. I was like, I know, I'm sorry. I said, I was pretty nervous. I said, I have to say that at one point I was like on a cloud seeing Alan and all that. I said, but, I don't want to feel like a fanboy. I mean, I was nervous, whatever. Alan said, I like your vibe. I like the way you played, but I got to hear you one more time in Toronto, just to be sure. So I said, okay, can you come next week? We'll do a little rehearsal.
Let me check my schedule.
So, yeah. Check. So I go, And this is where, this again, guys, you have to prepare in life. You know, these are lessons that I give myself, right? So we get there, and Alan, the rehearsal is the show once each, every song in the order of the concert. I knew the show perfectly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would do it, and he says to me, it's like as if you already played with it. He said, how do you know our endings or whatever?
I'm just going with the vibe.
Yeah, I said, well, you know, I'm a big fan. I really noticed. I didn't tell him I bootlegged. That Milva bootlegged it, you know, that she had the recording. So we ran the whole thing, and he said to the guys, what do you think? And they said that he's really great. And I got the gig, yeah. And then I would always drive to Toronto.
Wow.
And with him, I was able, like, there was a night where there were many artists in Toronto or Hamilton.
Okay.
And he calls me and he says, hey, Peter, on this gig, would you mind playing with Alana Miles and a couple of others? Would I mind? No, what? Black Velvet? Yes!
That's so fun.
All right. So I got to play with her. She came to rehearsal. Much Music was there. They filmed. And this is a good story, guys. I'm proud of this one, okay? You guys know Alana Miles, right?
Of course, yeah.
She walks in. She's really tough, okay? You know... what was the song I just said? The big hit?
Black Velvet.
Black Velvet,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, of course.
Have you ever played that?
I play with the Sirens.
Okay, yeah, you see?
Yeah.
But you know, it's tuned down. It's in E flat.
Yeah, CD flat.
But the
E flat minor,
guitar
yeah.
part is open. So it would be easier to play it in E. Or you have to have a guitar tuned down because
tuned
it's
down,
hard to
yeah.
play it like that. So we were like, oh, hopefully she does it in E, the guitar player says, because I had learned it in both keys.
Just
Yeah, I was like, you never know. Yeah, just in case. So she walks in and she's like, hey guys, how are you?
Let's do it in F.
No, I would have been nervous. I know, my God. And she said, I know, it's for open E guitar, but we have to do it in E flat. The guitar player had a guitar tuned down. We were good.
So yeah.
So we're about
much
to
easier
start.
in E.
Yeah.
It's better. I mean, I know I played in E flat.
Yeah,
I'm like, why don't we
exactly,
play it in E
and
flat?
it's much easier in E. And but I was okay both ways. And then we had to do play. Still got this thing for you? I think it is. Or
Okay.
That's a
Yeah.
you know what? Yeah.
song.
It's a
Oh, I
really
love
cool.
it. I
A lot
love
of
that
Oregon.
song.
So okay, this is my good story. So we just play a little bit of Black Velvet. She stops the song at least 10 times. She's picking on everybody. I'm like, I'm next, man. Never.
She never picked on.
No, and there are not that many keyboards in that song, to be honest. But you know, the drummer, that's not exactly the feel. But he was so good. He obviously got it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, so we got through the song. Much Music arrives with the cameras, and so we figure we're gonna play Black Velvet. She says, "Let's do the other one." Oh boy! All right, in G. Okay, that one's fine. We're playing it. So picture this. I would play standing up. But on some songs, when it's more piano, I had a tall stool, and I would sit a little. For piano, it's easier, and it felt right. So it's pretty high. So we're playing the song, and we're really rocking. You know, there's the cameras. I'm young. Like I can't believe I'm on Much Music or whatever this is. It's a don't fuck up. Or sorry, you're swearing.
No, we're good.
Okay, yeah.
We're good.
Okay, so I'm going. All of a sudden, I don't see Alana, and I'm playing, and all of a sudden, her leg is here.
Oh yeah.
This is amazing. I can't believe it. This is such a good story.
You stop the band.
I
Stop. I
know.
never want this.
I know. And the guys are looking at it because they always the shy one too. They were like, it's like, I have to tell Milva before it's on TV, but she'll be happy. And it was so cool. Like she rocked it. And I was like, so we finished rehearsal. She's cool. We finished.
Wow.
So I tell Milva, I say, Milva, you're not going to believe this. I said, you're going to.
Did you like
went
it?
on my stool and she said, you're kidding. She was happy.
Yeah.
I said, I couldn't believe it. Like the second or third chorus, I couldn't see her. The next thing you know, she's singing and holding on to me. It's like, it's amazing. You know?
I love these stories.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
So that was, you know, those are good. And then this is where the harder part sometime in life too. I've been playing with Nicola Ciccone for over 25 years.
Yeah.
Tino Izzo,
Yeah.
who you might have interviewed.
Yeah, he was here. He was here. Yeah.
He and his manager, Bob
Tallaro, yeah.
are really, they would all, every time Tino, there was a point when to me, he's still the best producer in the world, but everything he would produce, when they would need a band, he would say, call Peter Ranallo. So he would make me meet everybody.
Wow,
and I was
Tino.
like, Tino, Bob, thanks, guys. Thanks, you know. And I auditioned to play on Nicolas' first album, and I played some piano. Tino produced it, Tino produced the second one, and I got to be his chef, his musical director. But those years, I didn't realize how lucky I was. I would do a tour with Mario Pasha, I would stop and tour with Nicolas, then I would go back with Mario, and it was just butter.
Perfect.
Until...
okay, because dates are hard, yeah.
So I get the Nicolas dates, and I'm like, amazing. Nicolas, I had produced this album to Stem to Cour. He gave me the opportunity of a lifetime. I've done some amazing gigs, I could tell you, with him. He's become a dear friend. And then I got the dates of Mario, and they were exactly like at the same time. I was like, oh man.
Shit.
And I didn't know how to handle this.
Yeah.
I wanted to play with both, but I couldn't. And I was like, well, you know, I love playing with Nicolas. He also trusted me to produce his stuff. You know, I really want to get into production. You know,
Yeah.
I love his stuff. He's a cool guy, and so but I couldn't tell Mario Pelcher, his manager. I just couldn't. I was like, how could I tell this guy? Maybe I could write him a letter or something. I just didn't have the courage. Like I'd wait, and 3 days would pass, and one day his manager calls me, and he's a man from France, really cool guy. It's Peter. I just went on Nicolas' website, and the dates are exactly the same. You're stalling to tell us that you can't do our tour, right? I said, I'm sorry, Leon. I didn't know how to tell you. I never thought, you know, I would sub in life, but you would sub a gig or whatever. This is a tour, something so big in my life. And I said, I'm sorry, I can't do the gig. Next thing you know, it's in the newspaper. Peter Ranallo will be leaving the tour and being replaced by this. It's like, this might be bad, man. I don't know. But I was like, I didn't do it in a bad way. They had plenty of time. It wasn't that, you know. And I always stayed cool with Mario, Nicolas, of course. And Mario, he has hired me to produce so many albums, and we've become good friends. And he did something as a producer that helped me a lot. There was a time when compilations were really hot. So what Mario would do, because Mario, he started his record label called MP3, Mario Pasha, but it so happened that MP3.
Okay.
And he just was hot. Everything he touched with gold. And it was like, and the labels were jealous of him. Like, hey, wait a minute, you're not a label, you're a singer. But he would do these compilations, and he'd call me. I wouldn't get them all, but I'd get some albums. They say, are you interested in doing this album? Tribute to, we did one, Sweet People, which is a band from Switzerland, I think.
Okay.
They're French. And I was like, I've heard of them. My mother used to listen to this. It rings a bell.
Okay.
I'd love to do it, Mario. I just have to study. He goes, but you do your own arrangements. It's going to be 12 singers, 12 songs. Oh, cool. All right. Yeah. He sends me the list. Superstar, 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 superstar. Wow.
Really?
So I got to work with all these Quebec famous
amazing
people.
Stars, yeah.
You know, and so I was like, wow. You know, in one album, 12 people.
Shit.
And I would always remember David Foster. Don't get nervous. You tell them what to do, but do it in a nice way. You know, and I would always, you know, and I got to meet all these people.
Wow.
So I did a bunch of albums like that. That helped me, and a couple of them did well. So it was, you know, in music, that's what usually helps. And the cherry on the sundae is, humbly, I'm just saying this very humbly. When we did the record launch, Sweet People came. They were actually a husband and wife, I think, team. Okay. They would write all the songs. He was the keyboard player. She would sing. And they had a lot of hits. So they came to the record launch, and we played some songs. Did we play, or they just... No, it was playback, but he heard the record. And he came to me, and he said, one of the songs He said, the way you transformed it, I'm doing it that way live. I was like, are you kidding? I was on a cloud. I can't believe this guy is going to play my arrangement. And he said, I love the way you twisted it and all that. I was like, well, I said, honestly, it was there. And plus, when you do these kind of records, the idea is to change the songs, but not to, you have to keep the soul, but you don't want to recopy what's there. And the artist that's there, they have a style. So you try to tailor it to them.
David Foster 101.
Yes. So those are all little things along the way that really,
my God.
Yeah, they help. It's like you when we met, like you're making me realize, like these nice people along the way, it really makes a difference.
You remember certain areas and certain things in your life, and you say, "Oh my God, that's."
What would you say? A milestone or a pivotal moment in your life?
It could be. It's something that stays. And, as musicians, we do 1 million gigs, so sometimes it could be. It's very foggy.
Well, we forget a lot of it. And we remember
certain things here and certain things there. And people ask me, "Oh, what's the best wedding or the best, corporate gig you've done, or the biggest crowd?" And you're like, "I could have been there. I remember, you remember the biggest, the lowest, the shittiest, the best."
Some of them for sure. Yeah, they're like something happens and you remember it.
I remember all the ones with balcon. I love playing Le Balcon.
Yes,
the sound is so good.
Yes, I love playing Le Balcon.
Oh, the sound is so good.
Too,
the vibe is really cool.
Really
but
cool.
I did one at it's in Laval, Le Rossignol.
Oh, I never played that.
Oh my
Is it
God,
cool?
The venue's nice, of course, it's a cool venue. It's kind of Balcon style, but Laval style. But the sound, the tech there is like, Mike
makes all the
Littrusitz,
difference.
he books it there.
Who?
Mike Littrusitz?
Yes, of course. Mike went to school
with
at Concordia.
That's right.
We had the same piano teacher.
That's right.
He's a great piano
He's
player.
great, and he books like crazy.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, he has Moonstruck or Moon.
I don't know the name
the
of
label.
He books a lot. He books a lot.
He's cool, and he was a hard worker at Concordia too.
Yeah,
like
100%.
Both of us, and we really loved our teacher.
But the sound in that place is amazing. So you remember
Of
it's
course.
foggy. But like I said, I did, even as a child, I did a couple of rock gigs with my band and stuff like that. But I remember that moment because it meant something. It was like, oh, you gave me this feeling of playing with, the guys I were playing with, they're buddies of mine still to this day. But they weren't in music. They picked up the cool thing. They learned the guitar. They learned They took the tab and they learned how to play.
A few songs.
Smells Like Teen Spirit perfectly because that's what it is. And they learned the sound. We had a set list and we played it and people came to watch and it was fun. But when I got on stage with you guys, I mean, it was like, what the fuck, man?
You know the feeling when you play with a good band, they make it sound better.
Shit.
I have a good one for you if you have a minute. Okay, at Concordia.
Yeah.
Okay, I had Ray Downs, jazz. He was so tough with us, but tough love.
Yeah.
Like really tough love. He would always tell me, I don't know, Ranallo, you want to do this for a living? It's like, damn, you know. So the Oscar Peterson rhythm section came to Concordia. He would play with them, and then maybe some students would guest. And I was like, wow, that's cool.
Wow.
So we go, there's a beautiful concert hall at Concordia.
Oscar,
So they play, and guys, it was, my teacher was amazing, and they were amazing. Drum, bass, piano. So they finish, and I'm saying, it's packed, right? It's packed. The entire music department, plus whoever else could get it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can't, this is so good. So my teacher goes to the mic and he says, okay, now we're going to have students play, whatever. Peter Ranallo, please come to the stage. So I say, oh, you don't want to play? Okay, so nervous, guys, so nervous. But since I was the first, I got to choose a simple song. It wasn't chosen. So I said to the guys, how's the blues in F, whatever? Yeah, sure, Peter, you count it off. I played, Stef. I was this good. Those guys made me this good. I was like, wow.
Oh, yeah.
They would listen, it would swing. It was so good. So I play and I was like, all right, it wasn't so bad, man. I did it. I was nervous, whatever. Next day I have my lesson. He was so tough with me. Like, oh my God. So I say, all right, Ray, thanks for letting me play yesterday, and it was a life experience of a lifetime. Was it all right? He goes, Ranallo, you stunk up the place. Oh, man. He says, you were good. But don't get a fat head. And then he gives me a chart, and I can't even read the first chord. It's for how hard it is. He's like, there you go, man. It's like, jeez, you can't win with this guy. But
Puts you on a high for a minute and then you're done.
For
You're
a
done.
minute. And he taught me something.
But it is the music business, though. It is the music business. One day you're playing here, when the next day you could be playing.
Not could. We did.
We've done
But
it, right? Yeah. that's-
Okay, you know this, right?
Yeah.
How did you learn this? Because I have a story I could explain.
Sure.
Because okay, tell me if this makes sense to you. When you start, like I told you, I was a dreamer. I still am a dreamer. You picture yourself. Okay, so one time I had played with Alan Frew this huge gig. I think we opened up for Huey Lewis and the News.
Oh, wow.
This humongous gig. It was amazing. Catering. I had my own tech.
yeah,
you know. My
beautiful.
tech was Brian Adams' keyboard tech.
Oh,
I was like,
shit.
well, I set up my stuff. No, man. No. I got you, man. I'll set everything up. Whatever. Really? Oh, man. This is how it is on the other side. All right.
Sweet.
In the big time, guys. The next day, this terrible gig. I drive back from Toronto, like boring, you know, whatever. And I was like, how could this be?
How does it happen? Yeah.
You know?
It does.
It happens. And I'm watching, actually one of my friends told me this later on. So I said, man, isn't it hard sometimes, you know, you're on a gig and then, you know, like, can't we, you know, I don't know, do those musicians get these type of gigs like the guys we respect? And my friend says, well, I was watching a video and Sting's guitar player, Dominic Miller, said, they asked him something about music, whatever, and he says, well, you know, you can't always be in the fast lane.
And it's the truth.
Okay, so he feels it too.
Oh, well, of course.
And I said, and then I realized I'm a musician. I play gigs. You can't choose the gigs you do. You can't choose if they like you. You have to play well.
Certain stuff you could, but I mean, at a certain point, if you get too picky, you're not playing.
Yeah.
Right? I know we love those gigs, but not everyone's gonna have a tech.
No.
So
And also sometimes you expect the big gig to be good, but it's maybe
it's
harder.
not,
you don't hear yourself
different.
well, or
It's-
the conditions. You know, outdoor gigs are tough when the weather's awful, or you know.
Yeah.
So these are lessons. You know, how did you learn to figure that a gig is a gig? They're all important.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's a good question, because I remember as a young, I said the story a couple of times, but I remember once I played at the Rogers Centre in Toronto. On the field.
Wow.
It wasn't my concert. It was a big corporation that they had everyone around, CIBC World Market. Everyone around the world came. There was like 4,000 people. It was on the field, but you're in this fucking stadium, and you know they have money, so it was a big ass setup, and it was in Toronto, and I remember it was a Wednesday night gig. We played it the high, like what a high.
Wow.
Thursday night I was at Bocacino's, right? So I'm having my Santa Fe salad with the 3 sets of 45 in the corner there.
But you're still playing music.
You're still playing music, but
yeah.
it's like, but I knew from then that, and I remember I had, I don't want to say arguments, but there were certain musicians, because Bocacino's was a regular gig for me. I did it for like 5-7 years.
Good.
Every Thursday.
Good.
And I knew I would book, like people knew, they're playing. They would just come to see us play on Thursdays. We started, you know, playing in front of almost nobody. And after a couple of months, people knew, and then we got the dance floor. I told the owner, hey, a Greek owner in a restaurant, hey, can you remove 2 tables? Oh, you're crazy. But he goes, I'm going to trust you, because it was already quiet.
Okay.
And then people start dancing. After a year, it was jammed. Every Thursday, jammed. It's like they were waiting for us. Well, it became a thing. And then I was booking gigs from there. Like people are coming there every Thursday, jam. It wasn't the best paying gig. It's like back then.
It doesn't matter. Honestly, it matters because we have families. We need to make a living.
No, but I mean, it's still regular.
Yes.
So it was every
but you know,
Thursday.
weddings,
Yeah.
weddings are great gigs.
Oh yeah.
When
yeah.
you think about it,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have 4 paninis before the first set. I mean,
Yeah,
you know, with the
yeah,
butter
yeah,
and
it's
this,
a
and then we'd eat like crazy. Like this gig, you know, it's
Yeah.
amazing. You know, but
they're long hours, but
Yeah.
it's better now than the way it used to
Okay,
be.
no,
'Cause
when
you
I
can-
used to
you
play, it
was
was
grinding.
oh,
and you guys,
hours and
I did
hours.
it too.
my God.
Your hands would be really hurting.
No, now we do. I do one dinner set of an hour max, and the first dance set is maybe an hour. Sometimes we go like it depends, and the second one is maybe half an hour.
Oh, that's
So
no.
that's-
We would do that in the before the
That's
meal.
before
or
the
dur-
meal.
or
Yeah,
during the meal,
I did it. Don't
Yeah,
kid yourself. I did it. We would start playing as the doors open, cocktails for
Yes,
2 hours.
yes.
You take 2 minutes, and you're back on stage for the dinner. Like yeah, you did it a million times.
But what a
That's-
school though!
It is a
because you
school,
learn
fuck.
everything, and then you sometimes
Yeah.
you know you learn the most popular songs that are out, and you learn to play a tango, you learn to play a polka,
Yeah.
a waltz, and I don't know if you still do that now.
There's people that I know. It's funny. I'm the
Yeah.
only one. So basically, when we have an Italian wedding, they want us to play a couple, right? A couple of songs, and so I know them all. I know every
Good,
single
yes.
one. But I have to guide the band, not because they don't know. It's just we didn't break charts for this, and we don't know which one.
But you learned them.
I just
in
know them.
school.
I know them. I learned them because I played them for so long that whoever's
Right.
singing, oh, you're doing I'm doing a waltz mix. I don't even know the name of the song.
Yeah.
Waltz, what key? C. So we start or B flat, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
We start, and I can tell you just where he's going. I've played.
Yes, yes,
okay,
yeah.
Go to the 4 now, and go to and so like sometimes we're playing like a tarantella. That we've done with the band, like C'era la Luna.
Yeah.
But sometimes I say, I want to do I don't know, a Pepino su Regile. Like one of those songs.
Yeah.
I'll say, okay, guys, rap on this. And then I'll do Pepino su Regile, and I'll give them the chord, the 4-chord, 5-chord with my hand. And I'm doing it live on the spot just because we've done it so many times. But just to say, we don't do that like we used to anymore.
No, we used to play all of them.
lot of it,
Yeah,
all
at
of
school
them.
with Peter Rossi,
If
I
we
learned
do,
the whole
I-
repertoire. You, with your dad?
They
or-
probably have the same charts.
Yes, yes.
Que
Yeah, I
sera,
know.
sera, que
Yes, of
sera, all
course. That
those
was my
songs.
first one.
Of course, everybody.
In C
yeah.
major.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, but now that we don't. It's not, nobody wants.
Because I guess
wants
they're younger people. They don't dance.
It's fun. Tomorrow I'm playing at La Cena, which is an Italian party, and
Yes, you mentioned
there's
this.
what's his name, Johnny Catino's there, Biagio Farina's there.
Yes.
I play with Rosie, and we have a guy singer too. Just once in a while we have a guy singer, but there's a lot more Italian music because it's an Italian party. And sometimes I'm on the stage just jamming with the guys, like, because he takes the accordion.
Right.
And he's like, hey, no, let's jam. And so we just jam. And it's funny. You haven't played these songs in 10 years,
Yes.
15 years. And the guys in my band, they're all younger. And they're like, how the fuck did you know that? Hey, song. Tu sei l'unica donna per me.
Oh, yes.
Okay, only Marina. It's like, how do you, I know them. It's,
But they're great songs, though.
Yeah, they are. They're
And we
great
appreciate
songs.
them more now. Back then, playing,
Yeah.
it's like, if somebody tells me, hot, 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 I don't know it. You know it, let's go. Celebration, I don't know it. You know it, let's go.
Or what's the other one with Hot Hot that we used to mix?
Yeah.
Tropical.
Yes,
Tropical,
exactly. It's a
get
must.
It on, get it on.
Yeah, it just goes.
They look at you and they're like, what is that song?
Yeah. They
What do
go
you mean?
together.
They go together. And they used to do, what was the other one? Sometimes they used to add, I can't remember the name of it. It was
Well, we
so
would
many.
do sometimes Holiday.
yeah,
I don't know if
Holiday
it's
was,
part of that. Yeah.
Yeah, that one in G. Yeah.
Yes, in G, exactly. Yeah.
No, but it's crazy. All these songs that we've all done.
And when I would get a sub for Misty, it was hard to explain to them because I would get John Satterway, that's an amazing
John is
musician.
great, yeah.
But I didn't know how to describe the gig. Okay, this is the chart, but sometimes they don't really follow it and they switch song
those guys,
and they'll go into this.
Yeah, they're
How will
like-
I know? I don't know. He does
I can't
it sometimes.
tell you.
Yeah.
I can't. John's
And-
a great guy, though.
Yes,
What a
yeah, and he
great
would
guy.
love it, and after a couple he would understand, but he would never
Yeah.
say, "Oh no." And
So
then
he
I'd
would
say,
sub for you?
He subbed for me a
What
bunch
a
of
fucking-
times.
That's
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah.
because I did.
Because he was playing with Don. He still is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Still,
Oh,
he's
I
still touring
love
with
Don.
Don.
Yeah.
Yeah, Don's amazing.
Yeah. And
You guys had a good class at Concordia.
She was in my class when she would
Yeah.
sing in
Shit.
jazz improv. It was like a record.
Yeah,
I was like,
she's
"Whoa,
good.
she's good."
And she could talk to a crowd.
She was so funny too.
Funny, but
Cool.
The crowd is here, man. She's amazing.
She's. It's. Do you know Bob Walsh? Have you ever heard of
Yeah,
Bob
of
Walsh?
course, of course.
He passed away now.
Yeah.
I remember, because Don is part of this. I remember getting called to sub for Bob Walsh, he's passed away now, but he was a blues singer from here. And they gave me, back then it was a tape. And I'm listening to it, and Dominic Romanelli
Yeah.
passes by my studio, because we had the same, we were sharing the same locals. And I'm saying, this sounds so good, I can't wait to learn it. He says, you know who that is? I said, I don't know these songs. He says, that is Bob singing.
Wow.
I said, that's Bob? It sounded like the best blues singer
Holy
that we've ever
shit.
heard.
Wow,
That's the real thing.
that's the real thing.
I
Wow.
can't. He says, that's Bob singing.
That's amazing.
So when I would play, I would love to play with him. I
Yeah,
would love to play with him. It was scary because they were really good, and I wouldn't play as much blues, so they were on fire all the time. I had to oh man, I don't want to embarrass myself,
Yeah.
And just recently, because he had a harmonica player called Guy Bélanger,
Okay.
and one of my friends tours with him. Another really good friend, Yves Frula, who toured with Celine for over 25 years. He's back here now, and I sub for him sometimes.
Wow.
And I sub with Guy Bélanger.
Okay.
And when Yves said, Guy, I have to sub out, but my buddy Peter Ranallo is available if you're okay with that. And he was like, Peter Ranallo, perfect. Because I had played with Bob. So you do a good job, and you do the hang,
I'm going to give you this story because now I'm bringing it full circle.
Yes.
I think we already passed time.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm talking too much. Okay.
No, this is amazing. I'm bringing it full circle because now we've worked together.
Yes.
So I was asked to write a song with Rosemary, and it's for a movie. And I said, yeah, I want to take this challenge because I didn't do much of that. And you gave me the most pleasant experience as a producer.
Thank you.
I love it. I'm so glad that we connected on that level. I brought to you an idea. Me in December, got it together a couple times, wrote lyrics, we put a melody together, and then you took it and
Thank you. Well, it was what you guys gave me was great already. But
no.
You're cool. You're very cool because you have leader qualities, but you're very subtle. So you'll guide, but you won't micromanage. And
I hate
Rosie.
micromanaging.
No, that's it. But I'll always know where you stand because some people, sometimes I get the feeling they don't like what I'm suggesting, but they're not telling me.
Yeah.
So this is gonna backfire at some point.
Yeah.
But so you liked it?
I loved it.
Was it a learning
experience?
experience?
It was an experience. It was. I mean, I've recorded.
No,
so
for
I knew
sure.
what to expect.
Yeah.
No, but the way you work. So the story about you learning the whole gig, that's Peter, and that's the sign of a true professional. The sign of and I've worked with you remember those people. Because even with all the talent in the world, even if it came naturally and you shit it out, and I know tons of those, that they're always at that same level just because they think it's so easy and they don't work hard. Because no matter what talent you have, it's all about the hard work. If you're gonna work hard and you have no talent, you'll make it. If you have all the talent in the whole world and don't work hard, you're not gonna make it. You're gonna be okay, because you can get by with your talent, but you're never going to take that step. It's about the hard work. And I'm going to give a quick story because it reminds me of you in the sense that you're a pro. The reason you're well regarded is because you work fucking hard. You work fucking hard.
I'm glad you say it, because sometimes I wonder if I'm a little...
No, it's the truth. I played with, we got to get, Emmanuelle Caplet?
Yes.
She's a fucking amazing. She plays on TV. She plays with Rock Voisine. So I've been following her as a drummer for the longest time. I'm a drummer, and she's a kick-ass drummer. She has tons of followers, and I follow her, and she's amazing. And so my drummer in the band at one point said, "Oh my God, I have 3 dates." She goes, "But she's friends with her." They're like,
okay.
I said, "Hey, reach out to her, ask her if she wants to sub for you those 3 dates." There were 3 in a row, and she's like, "Yeah, of course, I'm off."
Wow.
Because the TV show had stopped.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
she
yeah.
had,
She needs
it
to
was
play,
3
yeah.
gigs in a week, and they were at the
That's
casino.
good.
Yeah, right? So to take that, so I'm like, oh my God, I get to play with Emmanuel. This is fucking amazing. But I mean, besides that, I have to be professional.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let's be professional. So we get there, and hi, nice to meet you. And I'm a fan. Before all of this, we're gigging. I followed you like as a drummer because she does a lot of clinics. And all
Yes,
that.
yes.
I said I followed you as a drummer, and I love your work. She said, oh, thank you very much.
Cool.
Like the nicest person. She's super sweet. I said, you want to do my call? Yes. You want to do the podcast? Yes.
Wow.
Super. We text each other and all that. But here's where my story comes to play. Now, I follow her, and she's amazing. So we go upstairs, we kind of set up, do sound check, and then she goes, okay, so you're the chef, right? I said, yeah, I'm the chef. She says, okay, do you have 5 minutes? I said, okay, well, of course, yeah. To me, like we have a hard drive with all the stuff, here are the charts, and I've had a lot of subs. And a lot of the subs, they come
They get by.
prepared-ish.
Oh, okay, yes.
Like even myself, sometimes it's overwhelming.
Yes.
So luckily, I have a lot of years that I know a lot of songs. So
Yeah.
now how I prepare if I'm subbing in a band is all the ones I don't know I'm going to study, and the ones I do know I'm going to try to wing it. So she comes and we sit down, and she's like, okay, I just want to make sure we have the same like kind of arrangement. So she takes out the charts. And her notes on every single fucking chart that
Is detailed.
is detailed. She's like, I just want to make sure I added this chart, this note. And I'm like, okay, this girl that could come in and wing this on drums
she's that
in
good,
2
yeah.
seconds, she took the time to make sure that she nails every fucking medley. I was like, oh my God, we haven't played that medley in a year and a half. Like, you took the time to learn it, She's like, well, yeah, I wrote everything. And every song was detailed with, okay, no, do it like this, do it like that, do it like that, And she asked me like 3 or 4 questions. This one, I wasn't sure if you fade it out, like if you go, and I was like, yeah, that's what we do. And I was so impressed. And then and it's like another moment where you say, that's why she's where she's at. The talent is one thing, but you have to match the talent. It's like hockey. I'm a big sports guy.
Okay.
You could be the best talented player if you don't have that work ethic, it doesn't matter.
Yes, I agree with you. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I know a million sports guys. If you don't do what everyone else does at the top, you're not getting to the top. I don't care if you're the best out of 2,000 right now. You're going to be 0 because there's a guy who's going to work harder, and that hard work is going to beat your talent in 2 seconds.
I agree.
And it's hats off to you because you fucking bootleg a concert and you learn every song. What you listen to the song that we did together about 1 million times.
Oh my God!
You know it better than I do.
There are times when I would be sleeping and I would hear it, and I was like, "Am I sleeping or am I hearing?" My wife says that sometimes I produce while I'm sleeping. I'll
agree.
say, "Can we just take it again and just a bit softer while I'm sleeping?"
Wow.
Like I say that,
And you know how to work. You know how to work with talent. You're
thank
you're a gentleman. You're the nicest guy. You're a hard worker. You're a fantastic piano player, fantastic producer. So thank you.
You're
for
amazing,
all of that.
and so are you. And
Hey.
you come, and also you impress me because you play 2 instruments, at least that I know.
Yeah,
of, very well.
Not one of them well, but
No, both very, very well.
No, listen,
and you actually in a niche of a style. I don't know how you got so good at Latin. Where an Italian guy.
John was a big part of it. John,
yeah,
he's the only guy who gave me, because he was a salsa player. So when I started, I subbed. I remember I was playing. You remember Angelique Desjardins?
Yeah, of course. I produced tracks with her. I went to school with her
you
too.
did Long Train Running, didn't you?
Yes, yes.
Oh my God,
yes.
I remember that.
Everything is full circle.
Yes,
It's
I know,
crazy.
I know.
So I hired her into the wedding band years ago. Her and Sheila, my wife. Right?
Yes.
We hired them together, and she was the front person, one of the front people in our band, and I gave her a lot of work because we were busy and we were going, and she had this Latin thing on the side, and I always loved Latin music. So I was playing like Latin trios here and there, but like, the Gloria Estefan Latin, it wasn't...
That's crossover.
It was
for
like
you,
crossover,
okay.
yeah, it's crossover. But she was hardcore into salsa bands, and Sheila, my wife as well, was hardcore into the merengue bands and all of that stuff.
Wow.
And so one time she says, listen, her piano player was John. And she's like, hey, would you want to sub a couple of times here and there? I said, fuck yes, I never did it. But hold on.
Yeah.
That's when I said, I went to see John. I sat down with John, and he showed me. Okay, he really, he's a fucking guy. He's so good.
He is.
He's like, what do you need lessons for? I said, well, no, I need lessons because I want you to. He goes, I'll give you some pointers. It's not really a lesson, it's pointers. He goes, you just have to keep practicing. You know what you have to practice, just do it. Yeah. And I was like, okay, give me the pointers then, But he did. He really helped the Latin stuff. And that's how it started. I got into that niche market by playing with that band. And then Sandra, the Latin Groove came, and I played another. Then I liked all the instruments, and the rabbit hole. Start studying this, that.
But that you can do it at that level. No, you make it look easy. But you have to teach me some of the Latin things. We've discussed it.
I have to teach you.
No.
I'm
clueless.
There's no way
I'm clueless. Once you explain, I'm clueless on that style. If you just show me a
listen
little,
to a song,
I'll
you'll
do
do
some
it.
shedding. And,
You'll do it in 2 seconds.
Oh, thanks. Maybe 2 days.
So, guys, all this to say, Peter Ranallo, now let's just to end off this podcast, even though we went over time. Fuck it.
I'm sorry.
So you've accomplished. You make a living in music. You're one of the best at it. You produce. Is there another goal for you? Or are you content with what you?
Well, I guess I'm very happy and content with everything I've done. And speaking to you guys, I got to appreciate them a little more, because sometimes it goes so fast that you can appreciate it. But this is going to sound weird, but being a musician and a producer, for me, I start over every morning from zero. That's the way I see my career. So I never take it for granted what I've done. I appreciate what I've done.
Yeah.
But every morning I'm like, okay, let's see how good I could be. Could I do a good job here? Whatever. So my goals are different than when I was younger. I don't, I really wanted to tour with Madonna and do certain things. And, I don't think I'll get that gig. And there's a guy from Montreal, Ricky, that does it. So, it's possible, right? And he's amazing.
Rhonda Smith.
Yes, But that's not really what I want I would love it, but I'm not really sharpening my skills to be. I love working with young people. You saw me a little bit, and I really love it, and I learn a lot from them. And with them, what I really love is that I could bring it down to the soul and the real core of the music. I get it more, because when you're working with, really good people, whatever, they got it down so much that. You just take it for granted. That's the way, you deliver a song. So what I really like to do is I'd love to I've had a lot of hits here locally as a producer, but I'd love to get one maybe
global.
Yeah, or internationally or whatever. I won't be sad or depressed if I don't get it, but I'm seeing that if I just continue working hard, there's a niche in. I'm a specialist in certain type of pop. Before I thought I could do everything, Whereas now I see that I'm better in certain styles, and I could get it close to my idols. Okay. I never consider it as good, but I could compete.
Yeah.
And maybe I'd love that.
Sure.
If I could do that. And
well, everyone needs something to work for us. If you feel you've accomplished everything, then you start going down that.
Honestly, I don't consider. I love that you tell me all these things. And it's good for my ego, but it also confirms I'm not crazy. But I don't consider myself that good, that. I consider myself like I hit certain levels. I gotta do this. I'm gonna try my best to do it, and I get there, and I say I could do better. Maybe they could have done better. I don't ever compete with anybody. I compete with myself. And I try to really be good with the people I play with.
In the end, what's the goal as a musician? Because working hard beats. There's always a better shredder. There's always a guy who can play faster. There's a guy who can play with his hair on fire. There's a guy there's always someone that could do something crazy. So how that can't be the goal. It can't be the goal to be the best. It's always a goal to be the best, but especially in music, there's no such thing as the best.
No.
Are you going to tell me the keyboard player from Deep Purple?
John Lord. Yeah.
John Lord, who's amazing. Yes. Is he better than David Page in Toto?
No,
I don't know.
Good question.
Is he better? They're both fucking amazing.
Yes,
so
I know.
But I'm sure what gets them there is the hard work. So, someone might be better in one aspect or another, or a different style or whatever. There's no such thing as
and their
the
music
best.
touches us.
And their music touches us.
If we could get that, when you tell me
Yeah.
you love this, or you love the track that we worked on, or
Yeah.
you like a thing that I'll play, or whatever, or somebody will come up to me after a gig and say, when you played that, I was crying.
Yeah.
For how emotional. I was like, geez, okay, I was
perfect.
too, but
Yeah.
I thought I was the only one, All right, I was trying to get that emotion, but
Yeah.
and I work hard to get it, I
course.
really love to play. I really love to play. So every little note is I'm trying to, I'm chasing something,
Yeah.
no matter the gig.
That's
no
amazing.
matter the gig.
Peter, thank you
Thank
so
you,
much for
guys.
coming.
Yeah.
This is
Inspirational.
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
That's the word.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you. You
That's
guys are
amazing.
amazing too. You're nice
Wow,
people,
listen,
and you're music lovers.
That's
you
for sure,
you have
yeah.
music in your veins. You're an Alanis.
In the shower. Have the music in the shower.
Alanis, and in your car.
In my car. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. I need to tint my windows now 'cause I'm a little bit too excited. You know what I mean?
Oh, thank you for having me.
Thank you so
It's
much,
really
Pete.
so
It's
nice.
a great
Thank
guy.
you. Thank you.
Peter Ranallo, can people follow you?
Yeah, I have a
on,
website.
okay.
I'm the worst person for social media. I go.
Doesn't your daughter do social media?
Yeah, I know. She should help. Well, she's busy, but she should at least say, Dad, Go on. I don't go.
Or maybe you
because-
should ask her, hey, is this a good post?
Yeah. Well, I don't even post. I don't do
I know, that's
anything.
what I
I know.
mean.
But a young person told me, I checked, I couldn't find you anywhere. I said, I'm lucky. I know a lot of people, so they call me. But you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a website.
Okay.
And so that's the best way to.
Do you remember the name?
Peter Ranallo Productions.
Peter Ranallo Productions,
And it
okay.
has an email and all that. I
Okay.
don't really go on my Facebook. I don't really go on my Instagram. But I'm going to start going because I appreciate it. It's just that, producing is very time
Yeah.
intensive.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
And a song is only finished when you tell me, please finish, I have to deliver it. Because I won't be finished, So that's why. So I rather be in the studio or doing that, but I should do a little more. But yeah, reach out and
So the website,
Peter Ranallo Productions. Yeah, that's the
Productions.
best one.
Check him out. If anyone needs a song to be produced, an
Thank you.
arranger, a chef de kip, whatever,
Yeah.
Peter's always
The
here.
package.
The package.
you.
And the best to work with. I can vouch for that.
Oh, thank
The release of the song where we work together is soon. It's
Okay.
imminent. May
Yes.
1st, we're playing it for the first time.
So you're going to do it? Amazing.
I think
Can't
so.
wait.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
doing it, and then we'll see. We have to really. Which I need your help on. I don't know what the fuck I have to do to release the song, but
Oh, no,
whatever. We're
I'll
gonna
help
work
you.
on
Yes.
that. So guys, thank you so much. Lisa, thanks a lot.
Yes.
Peter, thank you for coming.
you.
Guys, keep watching Sessions with Stef. All the platforms. Take care, and we'll be back with another great guest soon. Thanks a lot, and we are now done.